County Sheriff's deputies and U.S. Marshals are searching for a killer on the run. 26-year-old Verlaine Laguerre fled to the Fulton County Courthouse Friday. He ran from that building just after he was convicted of murder. Prosecutors say he and two other men shot a former Avondale football standout more than 50 times in 2011. How was he able to slip away from the court without anybody noticing? 11 Alive's Joe Hankey is here. So he's at the courthouse, Joe, with security all around. How does this happen?
Well, Cheryl, it was pretty simple for Verlaine Laguerre to take off. A spokeswoman with the Fulton County Sheriff's Office tells me after a lunch break Friday, the verdict was read and Laguerre was found guilty. The problem, his bond legally required him to be in court, but he could freely come and go as he was out on bond. Instead of returning from lunch, he simply took off and then removed his ankle monitor. I talked with an 11 Alive legal analyst who tells me this all could have been avoided. Verlaine Laguerre is now a convicted murderer and wanted once again, this time for failing to appear in court while out on bond.
If he got a bond in a murder case with 3 people shooting, it makes no sense. So unless there's just more to it.
Criminal defense attorney Daryl Cohen says it is rare, but there are ways for someone charged with murder to receive a bond. The defendant could have been working with prosecutors against any co-defendants, or their attorney showed a judge weaknesses in the state's case.
If all 3 people are the shooters, then I don't understand how he was able to get a bond. So it tells me that the evidence was not as strong as the verdict showed it to be.
The murder Laguerre was charged with happened in October of 2011. Fulton County jail records show officers arrested him in December of 2011. 3 months later, Laguerre walked out of jail on a $60,000 bond. In a press release, the district attorney's office mentions they fought to have Laguerre's bond revoked. In 2015, he headed back to jail after being arrested for manufacturing marijuana and possessing a firearm during a felony. Once again, though, Laguerre received a bond and walked out of jail.
I'm just surprised that once he was rearrested for a drug violation, that the bond for the murder wasn't revoked.
On Friday is when Laguerre went missing as a jury reached a verdict. Cohen, though, says a judge could have told deputies to keep an eye on him.
Once a jury was given the case, deliberations were begun. Had I been the presiding judge, I would have thought that the judge would have said, until such time as there's a verdict, I'm going to revoke your bond.
And a warrant is out tonight for Laguerre's arrest for failing to appear in court. U.S. Marshals and Fulton County Sheriff's deputies have been searching for him since Friday. And back in October, a man charged with rape was found guilty in Fulton County, but he also took off before his verdict was read. I'll walk you through that case and the latest on his whereabouts coming up at 6. Cheryl?
Looks like they're going to have to look at some procedures there. Thank you, Joe.